In the early 20th century, as the Ottoman Empire was collapsing, Istanbul was a city of contradictions: mosques and printing presses, revolutionaries and spies, hunger and hope. In its narrow streets and smoky cafes, a new idea arrived on paper smuggled from Europe: socialism. It did not arrive loudly. It arrived as whispers among workers in shipyards along the Golden Horn, among exiled intellectuals, among students reading banned pamphlets by candlelight. The empire was dying, and in its final years, some began to imagine not just a new state but a new kind of society altogether. When the Republic of Turkey was founded in 1923, its leaders were focused on building a strong, centralized nation from the ruins of war. Modernization came fast: new laws, new language, new identity. But within that urgency, there was little tolerance for competing visions of the future. One of those visions belonged to the early Turkish communists. In 1920, in the port city of Trabzon, a group of revolutionaries led by Mustafa Suphi attempted to return to Anatolia from Soviet Russia. They carried with them not just ideology, but hope that the new republic might be shaped into a socialist path. They never made it far. Suphi and his comrades were killed under murky circumstances at sea. Their bodies disappeared into the Black Sea, but their story became the first shadow in the history of Turkish leftism. A symbol of both possibility and danger. In the years that followed, leftist politics in Turkey became something that existed in fragments: underground cells, secret reading groups, labor organizers working quietly in factories. The state viewed them as a threat to national unity, especially during the tense interwar period and later the Cold War, when alignment with the West made communism politically radioactive. By the late 1940s and early 1950s, the pressure intensified. Turkey had joined NATO in 1952, positioning itself firmly within the Western Bloc. That alignment came with surveillance, suspicion, and purges. In 1951, a major crackdown on the Turkish Communist Party, TKP, led to mass arrests. Writers, poets, and intellectuals were detained. Books disappeared from shelves. Some of the most important leftist thinkers of the era were imprisoned or forced into exile. Yet ideas do not vanish easily. In the 1960s, a new generation emerged. Students, young workers, and radical intellectuals inspired by global movements in Paris, Havana, and Hanoi. Universities became centers of political debate. The left reappeared, louder this time, in student unions and worker strikes. Newspapers carried fiery essays calling for social justice, land reform, and anti-imperialism. But this openness was fragile. The 1971 military memorandum brought another wave of repression. Universities were raided. Activists were arrested. Some were tortured. Leftist organizations fragmented under pressure, splitting into smaller and more radical groups, each trying to survive in a shrinking pea.